God damn it, chat. You've started us on something. We're trying to figure out if a hot dog is a sandwich or a taco. We've been discussing it the whole break.
What? How is it not just
Chat brought
easily
up,
solved?
it's like the question, is hot dog a sandwich or is it a taco?
Yeah.
You know what an
Which
easy
is
way
it?
to solve this is?
Because I
hot dog.
said it depends on the shape of the shell that holds it. A sandwich is like this, a taco is like this, and a hot dog is like this. You've got the shell, you've got meat, you've got condiments. It's a taco.
I think it's a sandwich because the bread actually rises rather than just staying as a
Yeah, man. A
tortilla.
taco has to be thin crust.
So a hot dog is a sandwich because of the bread type?
It's a
Yes.
weird shaped sandwich.
So it's based on the
Yes.
bread type, not the shape.
It's
Correct.
either a sandwich or it's a hot dog.
It's an eccentric sandwich.
It's fancy. So there you go, chat. Thanks a lot.
And now my wife is home, so I gotta be right back again. Sorry. Yeah.
I can't be mad. He's got naked people. I'm not mad. I'm jealous. All right, Pickles? Fuck it. Let's all get naked. Show
Alright,
you,
cool.
Pickles. That's terrifying. And with that, hello and welcome to Under the Table. This is a post-game talk show where we discuss all the things behind the scenes relating to our campaign at large. Currently, that being Strange Out Golden Ridge, DM'd and story told by...
Mr. Ghost.
Oh, you're here. I didn't know if you were here. I was like,
Yeah,
by...
no, I am.
by Mr. Pickles. He is hiding, but he is here. We have the cast and crew today. I have Daisy, the voice of Iris. I said that correctly. I have Fred, the voice of Fred. and I have Rat, the voice of Kingsman. I think that basically covers us for the intro. We're going to move into the show. Over to you, Pickles.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the last session was
Episode 8.
it was an attempt at a lore dump, and we eventually got there after some constipation.
Wow. Which
No,
one of us was constipated?
I don't know. It was just an interesting moment for me as a storyteller where I entered the narrative with one perspective of how I thought things would go, and then things went an entirely different direction.
Are you not used to this by now?
Well,
Can I ask, was it you thought Fred would stay and talk to Craig Hall?
I thought you guys would eventually be like, I thought if I gave you the format of you ask him a question and then he says he can't answer, oh, but I would like some of that alcohol, that'd probably help out. Let's get some of that. What year is it? Or something else unrelated.
Oh,
And when I watched back through, like, I could see King's face just going more and more scrunched and frustrated in a like terrified kind of way. And I was like, no, my goal was to say, bring me alcohol, maybe I'll make a little more sense. How old am I? But that didn't play, and that's one of those things where it's not like you guys didn't do bad at interpreting. It's that I don't think I did a good job listening back to it at like indicating that's what it was. I went a little too chaotic. Yeah. Like I listened back and it's like, yeah, I see what you were trying to do because I know, but like you went a little too far on the chaos scale.
I tried to go through with it, but
yeah, because we talked about that before the game started. Before episode 8 started, we talked about it because originally Pickles sided with Fred and was like, I didn't see it that way at all. Like, you guys should be talking to him. And Daisy sided with me and was like, this is fucking scary. We need to get the fuck out. And they were like, I don't see it that way at all. But Pickles said he went back and watched it, and he saw as the conversation went on, he said he was watching my face. And apparently I don't hide my facial expressions because he was like, I could see how you were getting more and more like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. Your eyebrows went up at certain points, and then at a certain level, they went down, and you frowned further. I'm like, uh-oh, it's the eyebrow count of frown.
His eyebrows are moving. Uh-oh.
Down 1, down 2, down 3.
Yeah. Time to run.
But you guys did get a lot of information regardless of me being in the way of your characters here. You went to the university. You got some information there that they don't
No.
have information.
No, we need to talk about the university because I was
Okay,
mad,
sorry,
and I don't
I'm
think
sorry.
I was the only one. Daisy specifically said something. I don't want to talk over her. So Daisy, what were your thoughts on the university?
Well, it made sense that we didn't get all of the answers that we went for, but in a way, not like it was a bad thing. It was kind of just like a refresher of what we already knew, or what at least they knew. I think there was definitely some new stuff for Iris, but I wish we could have leaned into the shenanigans a little bit.
I wanted costumes.
Wait, what? Leaned into the shenanigans?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna be. I thought you were gonna lay on the hard truth of, it kind of sucks to go to a location. You let us go there, Mr. Pickles. You asshole. First off, is how I would refer to myself in this memo. But like, you lead us to this location. You let us do this, and you didn't really give us anything further. Like, you couldn't think of
That's how I
anything
felt.
to add, like a new nugget of truth. But it's the moment where I'm improving, because I thought you'd be getting like the not just nuggets of truth, like the whole ore chunk of truth from a crazy old man that you give alcohol to. Yeah, I realize why that premise seems like it's insane. I get it.
Hang on, because
Go
at
ahead.
the end of episode 7, we were leaving, and we talked about it at the end of episode 7. We said we should go to the university to do research. I think that would be a good. I don't know if it was at the end or it was during the under the
No,
table
it
the
was.
following
It
day.
was.
Under the table, I
You did
think.
talk
A
about
week later, you're like, yeah, I had no idea that you guys were gonna go there. We told you a week ago we were planning on going there.
Yeah, no, and that's not an unfair criticism. That when I listened to that, I'm pretty sure in the episode, where it's like, oh fuck, it's Sunday. I didn't remember that,
I've
and it's like,
definitely
oh,
yeah.
and I'm like, they wouldn't have anything. That is a truth that I want to give to you guys, is that the university, the local university, doesn't really have a lot of
That is
truths that you need. They just have historical facts. And one of the professors in like the like obviously small department of parapsychology, is dead.
right. Also true. Yeah. We need.
But you did remember that there was the student that like took a lot of that guy's classes. So you have the second.
Could go to Johnny,
Agreed, like,
Johnny Speed. Could go to Aaron Kelly. And,
Johnny Speed makes his cameo.
Yeah, Johnny Speed might know this stuff too, but
When
could go
Johnny
to Aaron.
Speed's character enters this campaign,
Dude,
you guys are
knowledgeable as
going to
fuck.
panic at how much he's helping you.
The panic at how much
Is he gonna need
this is
alcohol?
suspicious. Aaron Kelly, could go to Aaron Kelly for this information. Yeah. I'll talk about the book as another thing I want to talk about, but I wanted fucking costumes. I don't know why like it was like
You guys could just buy costumes. Why would you not just spend money to buy costumes?
Why couldn't we get them from the theater department? We came up with a whole plan. I had thievery.
We're gonna steal it for the theater.
Dude, I was
Okay,
I was
first off-
genuinely
first
mad
off.
that it was basically no, you can't. I was like, damn it. And I wasn't the only one. As much as this sounds like me shitting on you, Daisy was the one who, and then I just put her on the spot and was like, hey, you had something you wanted to say, and then she didn't say it at all. She was the one who said, I really wanted to go get costumes.
I said lean into shenanigans. That's what I meant.
That's what she meant.
This is where having somebody good with electronics, coupled with a thievery person, you could go in and you could steal the footage or delete
what
the
up,
footage.
Dr. Sniper famous person? Why don't you also have electronics?
That's the thing. It's hard to get an electronics person, and I feel like that's just a deterrent. It's like,
Wait, didn't we have an electronics person who just never showed up ever?
no, that was Mechanic. And that was Traveler, and that was the
What?
Fadeaway
No,
Circus.
I'm talking about the fuck, what's his name? He was gonna be
Derek?
super rich and be in electronics, I thought.
Brando.
Yeah, Brando.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he exists somewhere.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just very distracted by Daisy,
We
your
know.
Mr. Handsome Man.
Oh. I thought you were talking about your
Is
naked
that,
wife.
is that what you're
Is
distracted
Is
by?
that what's distracting you, Pickles?
Well, at this point, yes. I keep looking over.
Now that
and
he said something.
Yeah.
I'm as a cat dad, I'm very sensitive to cats looking like they want to jump onto something. And Mr. Man back there, or Mr. Lady, they want to jump somewhere.
Yeah, moving
Anyways,
on. So with the costumes thing, there's an episode Captain America Civil War.
What?
He
Really?
Yeah,
Where'd they go?
yeah, Captain
ahead.
America and Black Widow are America's Most Wanted, and they have to costume up and go undercover. Granted, they do a terrible job. Everyone would recognize them because Captain America stands out in a crowd like none other. But basically, puts a cap on in a hoodie, right? Not super crazy, but even chat was like, I was really surprised that you guys didn't just hoodie up and ignore the cameras, just like Porch Pirate nationwide. Yeah, we couldn't. Every option was no.
You could hoodie up. No,
No.
actually, you could have hoodied up.
No, where? I couldn't get inside to get a hoodie.
You could have gone the Metal Gear Solid route and just emptied out one of the alcohol kegs.
You could have just told me, hey,
I even
check-
tried to switch outfits. No.
You could have said like, is there maybe a hoodie that I pack in my backpack, or is there a hoodie that's
No.
like grimy or something from Jed that's in the truck that
No.
I stole from him? You could have said that, and
No.
I would have probably been like, yeah, just roll something.
Is
and we'll see.
Jed's skin in here I can put on?
Yeah.
I like you took off your shirt and put it over your eyes. I accepted that. You could have broken in. Okay, tell me. As a proof of my direction as your storyteller.
No, I think the thing was I was like, trying to get rid of one camera, and you're like, what are you gonna do with all the other cameras? And I was like, God damn it, I don't know, Pickles, I'm trying.
The casino that you robbed with nothing on your face
All right.
in Adventure 1.
It's gone. No
Session
one knows
one.
that happened.
Yeah, you still have those chips on my character sheet. You
I-
still have those chips. You stole from them.
I do have stolen casino chips. I'm
On
surprised
camera.
the police haven't come after me because I didn't hide myself at all.
I forgot you burglarized the casino for the chips and not even the money.
Well, it's because
I'm just saying.
I needed money for a coffee.
You didn't, because I'm not charging. But that's the thing is that, yeah, small burglary and things like that. If you can cover your face, you're probably fine. I'm not going to be a major dick. If you really want to do
Who
those
do you think you're going to
shenanigans,
give
go
that
for it.
investigation to, anyways?
It was just one of those moments where it's like, okay, we just need to get these costumes so we can go do the actual quest. And it was like, well, what are you gonna do with all the other cameras? And I was like, God, I don't fuck. Never mind. All right, we'll just won't.
That's fair.
No, it really wasn't a dig on you because getting costumes from the theater department was completely unnecessary. It was just us being us, I guess.
I just want you to know that I'm not, even if things seem a little bit aggressive like that, it's not like they have armed security at a community college.
Right. I mean, I could have just waved at the camera and gone in anyway. It's something I would have done, but we moved on.
Yeah.
Better
And
be
so-
a big shit bag.
Speaking of researching these fucking runes, which I've been trying to do for many episodes,
I forgot I had the book.
I finally get my hands on the book that my partner's been keeping from me.
Hey, I
on
forgot I
purpose.
had it, damn it.
I know. I finally get my hands on the book, and all it says is, yeah, there's 8 of them. And I'm like, cool, where? How do I get that? Nothing?
It is
did tell
essentially
you.
just like a journal that
Yeah.
tells you about the 8 known runes, sort of from a first person perspective. It's as if somebody was like, okay, hey, my detective friend, he kind of needs some backup. I'm gonna write down a bunch of stuff I know in this little booklet here. I remember seeing this. I saw somebody with the fire rune, blah, 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 going on and on, just kind of listing things, and on its own, it just kind of seems worthless. Just phrases stuff, but as he said, it's a good reference tool to what he already knows, generally speaking. And so the more you guys find out, you can relate it to that book and be like, does the name Babylon mean anything? It's not spelled like Baba, but like the nation Babylon.
Civilization
Tribe?
Babylon.
Spelled Bablon, What does that mean? Is something that you guys could approach it with and be like, does it have any answers? If you find any strange cult things that relate to sigils, you could relate it to it. I did like say it's a basic rundown and references that there are codes of power and that there are combinations of different sigils and there are agreements that could be made with demons that would give benefits otherwise. But meh.
Yeah. I guess at the end of the day, and I'll get to, I know Fred has a discussion topic we want to hit. Before we get to that, throughout the episode, I've had in my head for a while that my character really isn't as useful as theirs. And I was sitting here like, he's got the comedic aspect. He's got the, kind of witty, charming, chaotic aspect to him, which is different, but he really doesn't, that's a side thing. It doesn't really help the party. And so I was like, what do I have? And I kept trying to make plans and make things, and they kept failing. And I was like, fuck. And that's why even I took her all the way to the college, and then my plan was trash. And I was like, I can't just have my plan be trash. She's watching. They're gonna judge me. And I was like, fuck. So then I just started doing more dumb shit, and it's just like, God, this is pushing me.
Oh.
Fuck me then.
I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this. Oh God, I'm gonna have to drag him in too. I have to pull this out of.
I don't care. Disconnect.
Exactly. I want to hear this
Stop
shit.
your complaining, Raph.
Yeah.
Gone.
What is this? Just rag on pickles night? I'm out.
I think he might have tried to turn his camera on. And then...
Yeah, his shit's not working. Well, we've already talked about my character. We talked about it off screen for those watching. We talked about my character in our discussion, in our Discord discussion, where basically...
You just went a little bit Donald Trump accent there for a second there.
Did I? I don't know how to do a Donald Trump accent.
Did you hear it too, Daisy?
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard it.
Let's go! I don't know how to do that, but all right. Now I'm curious what I said and how I said it, but I'll have to go back and watch. Basically, with Kingsman, I want to go more we're gonna push him more the charismatic spokesperson face of the group, and I think that's where he's really gonna shine. He's got the charismatic aspect. He can fall under that umbrella. I think I'm gonna stop pushing so much for the super soldier Punisher route because one, the system's not really built for it. Two, Kingsman's not really built for it. Running into that house, I was able to gun down 3 monsters, but then I was getting my ass kicked, and I was like, "This isn't how I imagine this character going."
I mean, you got 3 before the rest came after you.
Yeah, he did good. I mean, I've got the stats to kind of go that route, but I think going the spokesperson, being able to talk to people, and not being as chaotic is really going to be beneficial to the group. So you guys are going to see Kingsman start to not be as chaotic and kind of go more the spokesperson route.
How hasn't been the most people person lately.
Right. How I convert to Kingsman to that aspect is going to be a bit of a challenge because just flipping to night and day isn't good for anyone. It's weird. It breaks immersion. Yeah, especially going back and forth. So we've kind of got a couple ideas of how he can get to that point. We're going to be working on that as we go. But in the meantime, Fred, you had something you wanted to discuss.
Yes.
Hopefully Pickles rejoins us, but
so Mr. Verde
here.
recently
you are.
has kind of made a flick from last chapter, I guess. Daisy, you know what I'm talking about since you watched through them all.
Oh yeah.
I'm concerned that it was a little bit too much of a drastic change too fast.
Which specifically are you talking about?
His general doneness with the mime stuff, as well as
I feel like you've been
anger.
frustrated with the mimes from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like whenever they would disappear and you're like, what the where did you go? Like Mime is guiding us? She's not guiding us. I feel like it's kind of been building up So I see the transit, like I see the build up, and it made sense to me.
Okay.
The only thing that worried me was it's still part of the campaign and part of the story. So if you're no longer invested, then we're gonna lose that part of the story. And I was like, oh, I don't know if that's good. Like
Well,
for the
that's
campaign.
so. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this: if I ever end up, getting to the point where I would leave, that's not something I just do. I would obviously talk to everybody first, or if there's a part of the campaign that I'm just done with, I would obviously talk to everybody out of character first, and then we could do like an outro for it, just so it's not just he's there one session then gone the next. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I didn't think from what I understood, it didn't seem like your character was leaving. It just seemed like you were like, I'm done being the pawn for
Yes.
the mimes.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
And
He's
I
done-
that made sense to me. I don't know if
Okay.
that's the route Pickles wanted you to go, but it made sense to me why you would be frustrated. I was like, yeah, that's specifically why I haven't. You're like, but you're the king for the mimes. You notice I have not once been like, oh, tell me more. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't. The mimes are your deal. I
Knight.
don't get them.
You're the king.
Verde tried
Yeah.
to care and tried to, hey, we're gonna fix this problem because it's affecting the town, and now it's got to the point of I have no idea what the fuck's going on, what you want me to do, or who even is the good guy here. So
And that's where I was even like, are the mimes even the right
yeah,
people to be
yeah.
following? Like, they just keep getting themselves killed. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
So
that's the other thing is like there's all these factions: the Chosen of Flame, the old guys in the
Librarians.
the librarians, the mimes, the alien dudes, with babies. But then the alien dudes are made up of like 20 different factions just in and of themselves. And then there's the purple coat girl, and I still, so far, the only part we know that we play are supposedly a king and a knight and a rook. And I don't know what any of that means. So I'm like,
No.
do we have any part to play in any of this? I'm just hunting aliens.
at
I
one
don't know
point,
what anything beyond that.
at one point we were supposed to talk to the Queen of the Mimes, and then
You
we
turned
didn't
that
want to.
down.
Yeah, we turned it down because we didn't want to go anywhere. We did not want to be on there.
And you didn't want to snort
Yeah, that's
mime cocaine.
I've actually been wondering, do they still have that?
yes.
That's what
no.
we've
You
never
gave it to
asked,
her.
but she can
Yeah.
hear or read mimes, and we've never asked about that.
Who,
And it's
who did
also
we give it
different.
to?
You had given it to Dying Mime at the end
Yeah.
of Adventure 2.
Did
You
she
had,
not
like,
give
I'm
it
pretty sure
back?
you passed it off to her, and she was like, "Thank you. This will help out a lot." And I'm pretty sure she said something after that, like, "Sorry, probably won't ever see you again."
Yeah, because there has
Yeah.
been a couple of them who have said,
I could have sworn
You
she
won't be
gave
seeing
it
me
back,
again.
though.
Yeah, I
because
can't
my
remember
job
if
is
she
to just
gave-
run into combat and die.
You never know when clown cocaine shows up in your house. I would imagine it's when the police arrive, but I'm curious for Daisy as sort of the person who has the most outside perspective of this entire thing. It's sort of a two-part question.
Mhm.
How are you feeling about, first off, the tension of the group that you've been like jumping into? Their disagreements, their difficulties. How do you feel about like the intensity of that awkwardness, as well as how do you feel yourself about the mimes?
Well, I think the intensity makes sense, especially when I get like the mini lore dumps, which I usually get from Verde. It makes sense. It also, well, I I don't think Kingsman has actually ever given any
He
lore
has,
dumps.
he has,
Maybe
have
one or
Even a little
two,
bit.
but
less often.
just a little, yeah.
Verde
it's
likes everybody to
interesting.
know what they're doing. Kingsman's
Yeah.
like, let's go!
Yeah, I think that well, I actually have been finding that they've been getting along better, which is surprising.
Have we?
Maybe
There has been
because
growth.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He hasn't threatened to kill me in like forever. It's wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been like 6 months.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
so nice.
Yeah.
He has threatened to arrest me, but he hasn't He hasn't threatened to kill me.
I think it
Yeah.
fits considering the gravity of the situation, and the way that they're acting definitely helps Iris understand the gravity of it as well. Like, it's not just, the theories and all of that.
In the background.
Yeah, I need to get her.
On that note, before we move on, I know you have other stuff, but I just want to say the 3-month gap that we did, and now our characters are being a bit more mature towards each other. I think that really will play in, especially if there is another 3-month gap or something, to Kingsman kind of getting more mature, moving out of that chaotic shoot everyone thing to more of a speaker, spokesperson, charismatic world that I want to get to. I think that would also back up that transition of being like, was that crazy just a flip of the switch? Well, no, because look, he had a lot of progression here and then a lot of progression here. It makes sense. So it like sets a trend.
So, sorry, you go ahead, Daisy. I got something after you're done.
Yeah, that's the end of
I
Kingsman.
forgot
Sorry, I bring it back.
the rest of the question. I'm sorry.
Pickles was
no,
asking
it's
how much
okay.
you love us.
No, Fred, go ahead.
I was gonna ask what everybody thought of the dynamic between Verde and Kingsman as it's progressed from the "what the fuck are you doing? Stop that" to where we are now.
Now he goes, what the fuck are you doing? Never mind, I don't care.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's been, I think, the time apart between the two helped, because from what I understand, in that 3-month period, there wasn't much interaction between the two.
Yeah, if I understand that right.
Understanding that.
Up to you. There's no reason to be involved unless you wanted to be.
Yeah, I think it'd probably be better for the development of each of them if there was
That's how I understood it.
minimal interaction between each other. They might have seen each other on the road or something and maybe shot at each other or something.
Oh. When we talked about what we had been doing, you said that you were basically just back to work, keeping your head down, doing your thing. And I said that I had quit, gone to basically back to mercenary school training to start hunting aliens. And I spent that time hunting aliens, except I hadn't found a fucking one until now. Now we found them.
While Verde's over here dodging giant sloths.
Basically.
Well, I mean, I think a fair thing to jump back to Daisy really quick to answer that second question that I'll remind you of. What was your opinion of, or what is your opinion, attitude towards mimes? Is I feel like during that downtime, you guys are still connected because under that moonlight glaring down on you from the sky, you were both listening to a certain podcast probably or a radio show hosted. It's just fate that you were both listening to it at the same time, each drinking your soft drinks or whatever and eating your burgers in your mouth. That was a fun moment during the game. The burgers, stupid, but
you're welcome.
Yeah. So, what is your opinion of the mimes? Are they good, bad, hostile, malicious? What do you think, Daisy?
That's a great question. I don't think it's as simple as good or bad as with everything we've encountered so far. Definitely want to learn more about them before I make a direct decision, but I do not like how we're pieces on the board. Like, I get the analogy and I think it's amazing, but all of the characters seem to be incredibly pissed off that we're just kind of moves in the game. We're not independent actions, and kind of that we're just playing into someone's hands.
And somebody
have
paid
been
you.
helpful.
Somebody paid you to play into the hands, theoretically.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not to say that he's employed by the mimes, but that seems like something that would be that manipulative behavior that maybe you're describing.
Yeah. For sure.
Maybe he was paid by the mimes to pay you to go do the farm stuff, and then got paid again to seem like he was trying to be difficult and giving information, but actually giving information.
I just feel like everyone has an agenda except us. We're just kind of caught in the middle, and we're like, getting like we're in the middle of the ocean. We're just getting kind of pushed around. We're like, what?
I mean,
where are we going? What the fuck is happening?
Verde's kind of got an agenda, but it's not. Verde's agenda is I am a cop in this town and I need to protect these people. That's his entire thought process.
Mine was I'm hunting aliens. That was
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of doing the same thing, if not for.
Well, I figured like my thought process was as far as the campaign goes, the whole thing is we're supposed to be investigating, we're supposed to be progressing and like learning more and uncovering more and like there is a start and a stop to this campaign. There's a story that we need to be moving along it and we're not just going off and hunting dragons because that's not what this campaign is about, right? So my thought was you're invested in the mimes, you had the mime connections doing the mime thing. So I was like, okay, what else is going on that was really prevalent in our campaign so far? The aliens. Okay, I'll connect myself to those more so that way we can make sure we're still both pulling on those threads and moving along. Granted, my hunting of aliens, I still haven't fucking uncovered anything. We have, I mean, that's not true. We've uncovered the Jed and Levi and, the children, and there's, once again, this is one thing that I will say Pickles does amazing. Somehow, you always provide questions, but never any answers. Never any answers, but we have a continually growing list of questions. I don't know how you do that, because, like, even I couldn't do that. Like, eventually you would figure something out. Like,
well, that's just shitty writing. But
I think it's genius. Because it's so infuriating for the players, but I'm so invested because I'm like, eventually I gotta learn something.
No. If I can explain, and that's why I've been reducing the number of adventures in my campaign total and making it finite so that eventually you get there. If I do it infinitely, you'll never get anywhere. But I run it.
Yeah, because you've got the superpower where we never get an answer. We only get questions. So if it went on forever, yeah, we would never get anywhere. You're right.
So the way I view the plot, with a lot of mysteries, is that you need to have it be like roots in a plant. The roots go down, and you are coming from the bottom up. Is like you find areas that's a root, and you cut that off, and you go down, and there's just a little bit root going downwards. So you like figure out something's wrong, something's intruding into our dirt of existence, if you will, and you can say, yeah, okay, we went into the ground. There are these weird things that are just living around us that don't belong. They tried to kill us. They almost they got a little bit of Verde, but they we killed them. We stopped them from killing other people. There was evidence they were trying to kill other people, and so that's like the start. And as things progress, I feel like you get closer and closer to the higher roots. They give you more and more coherent clues of what's going on. You get some dead ends because you're cutting off those roots, but as you go up those roots further, you find more things. And so with a 7-adventure campaign, which I've made here, and Daisy, you're joining on the 3rd adventure, I wanted to make it so the initial adventures introduce you to the lay of the land, what general areas are kind of like, and some notable locations. You guys have done amazing with Miss Wolferson, which I don't know who she is, and I keep calling her
She's
number,
a demon.
but yeah, apparently she's a demon, and I'm trying to contact her and being like, please, I know you were just an extra in the first episode, but like, come back, please, come back. Anyways, so the goal is to have the first few adventures, these 1 through 3, be the soaking period where you get the lay of the land, you get in the hot tub. It's nice here. And now as we go forward, your challenges are going to be a little bit more threatening. The requirements for you guys to be working together directly. Oh my gosh, beautiful kitty cat. Are
Kira
going
just
to be
walked by all
increasing.
bundled up in a blanket and you didn't even say a thing.
Yes, but I have kitty cat vision.
Fish.
It's the tail. The tail gets my eye. I just have tail vision.
Kira's got
Anyways,
a tail.
As we go forward after this adventure, things will get a little bit more grim and a lot more answers being revealed about what's going on. I'm not saying it's good storytelling. I'm just saying, oh my god, that is fucking cute.
You're in a blanket.
I didn't see it before, but that is so freaking cute, just trailing around.
Tailing around. You got your little blanket.
Oh my god.
Good girl.
This is
So
the
adorable.
pet portion of Under the Table.
I feel like we always have a pet portion under the table. Eventually, pets just are dirty. Tough Nuts would have his dog just sitting in his lap.
Oh, that was always good.
Oh, she's got a pillow now.
Oh yeah. She'll figure it out.
Oh god, we were talking about something. Was there a campaign we were playing?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
That's just our life.
Questions, answers coming up on the later adventures.
Yeah. So my goal is to have answers becoming more the thing that you become normalized with as things become more difficult and more nightmares I've had that I'm just like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna make people figure out my traumas. No, I'm kidding. A lot of it is based on horror movies that I've seen that I'm like, yeah, The Nun sucks, but that
Well,
would make a great adventure.
So when I talk about this and I say, Pickles is a genius because he somehow never gives answers, always more questions. And I think that's how like a lot of like horror, I mean, I don't watch a lot of the horror genre, but like horror movies like God, I don't I'm going to pull out Saw. I don't know if this is a great reference, but you don't understand what's really happening until like halfway through the movie, and then you start uncovering, okay, and now we can figure out or like Jason Voorhees, why is this happening? No one knows. People are just dying, we don't know. And then like halfway through the movie you start to get that, okay, we're uncovering, we're figuring out, we're solving. And I feel like Pickles has nailed that, and it's creative genius. Like no matter, it baffles me the fact that it's always just more quiet, never any answers. It's creative genius in my mind.
It doesn't sound like creative genius. And
I
also
marvel at it.
Saw, like the big thing with that, a thriller movie for the first one, is the reveal that, okay, if you haven't seen Saw, oh my god, just go
Spoiler alert, everyone.
put yourself in a trap.
Wow.
You wouldn't understand that though. Okay, but like the premise is that everything you assumed in the movie was wrong, and therefore there's a critical clue that your DM just dicked you over about, and it's like, oh, you didn't know that he was related to the woman the entire time. That's Saw 3. And then he kills her, his wife, and he dies. And it's like, okay, well, that sucks for a story as players. But how could we do that in a way where you save it in the nick of time? And that's my approach with a lot of these things. Is like, if I'm adapting a horror movie, I'm like, yeah, but what if we had smart players who just kicked so much ass that screw you, plot.
You asked too much.
Let's bully Jason Voorhees again. Actually, it's like no. We're dunking you in the lake, even though you have a machete. He's like, oh no, I don't actually speak. No.
No. Oh wait.
Yeah, he's kind of silent, so he wouldn't scream, but we'd throw him in anyways.
Into a lake? I'm pretty sure Jason Voorhees doesn't care about water. Once again, I don't really know horror genre, but I'm pretty sure. Like,
yeah, no, Jason Voorhees is from Friday the 13th, where he was drowned in a lake because the camp counselors were having
comes out of the lake and doesn't really bother him.
No, they were having sex while kids were drowning him.
Sex?
The camp counselors were having. The camp counselors were having sex while the other kids were bullying Jason Voorhees for being bald. They drowned him because he was bald. And that's how the movie goes.
Fucked up movie.
Yeah, it was the 70s.
What was that horror movie? There was a horror movie. I don't know why I know this or why I've ever seen this, but there was a movie where like basically it's like you're it, and then this like ghost lady follows them around just walking. It might take her forever to get there, but eventually it'll get there and like kill them. And then they have to like give it to someone else somehow.
But then through sex. Yeah, it follows.
Through sex, yeah. And there was a one where like it became his mom and like had sex with him and killed him. That was weird. That was a weird movie. I don't know why I watched that. It was a weird movie. Well,
as a sociology dork, horror represents fears of what could be, and so it's like a lot of of what is problematic for society at that time, the fear of being assaulted.
I mean, the idea of like a concept of fuck, like you're targeted and something is going to chase you until the end of days to kill you. Doesn't matter. You could fly across the country, it will walk, and eventually it will get there. It might be years, but eventually it will find you and track you down. And the only way you can get rid of it is to give it to someone else, like an innocent person. Maybe not through sex, but just like that is a terrifying concept. Like I could see that being a horror movie. It was weird that had to be through sex, but anyways.
But that was 2014, and so that's sort of an era where sex positivity was like rising a bit. So it's a almost expected like somebody would make a horror movie about something that's becoming more accepted. It's a sort of knee-jerk reaction to society you can see in media, but that's a I'm not doing anything with sex in this campaign. As we've all had in our
Pickles let me
session
take my
zeros.
shirt off, and that's about as far as it goes, and I appreciate that about you.
Off camera.
I don't think so. Oh, I didn't take my shirt off. I mean, Kingsman took his shirt off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. That's...
I kept my shirt on all the time, Chad, I promise. On our BRB, we all just get naked, and then we all put our clothes back on before we come back on camera.
It's just Wrath and I.
It's just Wrath. Yeah.
So a question for you guys. Seeing this dynamic, and as you guys are approaching the end of this adventure, how do you how let me rephrase. Given the stress of things like a Band of Brothers, where it's comrades on a quest over long periods of time, how do you see you guys like struggling together in situations where you can't get away from each other, where you need to be around? Do you see the stress being like something that might make characters explode at each other? Do you think you'll be able to withstand situations that are getting increasingly grim?
Have you met Kingsman and Verde?
That's why I'm asking this question.
I'm a delight.
As things
Oh.
get more and more difficult and resources get limited, how do you see the tension in this group going?
Daisy.
Put me on the spot.
Yeah, that's putting Daisy on the spot.
I
And
know,
that's
but I
more
think it is a great question for her. Like, it would be interesting. Because I know what I would say, but I'm really interested because you're talking about us exploding at each other. That's specifically Fred and me. I haven't seen her really get involved in the stress and exploding at people at all.
But that's a fair question. Is would Daisy get to that? Or sorry, would Dr. Iris Forsyth?
Daisy, if you start yelling at us, I'm gonna be mad.
I don't think
Oh,
that's gonna
mad,
happen.
not scared.
If Daisy started yelling at us, yeah, I might be a little scared.
Yeah, I would feel scared. That would be different because if Verda yells at you, you get a little fickle vibe in you, and you're like, but
Right, but if Fred started yelling at me, I would be sad.
Oh,
so if Daisy is not Iris. I don't know if you know that. That's just a character she plays, Pickles.
well, yes, but I meant in character.
No, I was saying if Daisy
character.
started yelling at us, I'd be.
Okay, yeah.
It was a joke. Anyways, Daisy, what are your thoughts?
We gave you time.
Yeah, buy you some time.
I knew what I was gonna say as well. I think the closest thing that we're gonna really see as outbursts is kind of what happened last session with threatening the Levi. And she's really quick to grow attachments to people. So I think if anything, she would detach, but definitely would experience the other two imploding on each other. And that would impact the relationship overall, I think. So
You guys are gonna be surprised by my answer.
I think it's gonna permanently change how they interact with each other, but not necessarily in a bad way, if that makes sense. You don't seem satisfied.
I think you might have picked up some stuff from Pickles.
You guys can't even see me.
I
My
was like,
camera's
you might
having
have
an issue right
disconnected.
now.
I don't know.
No,
Um,
I'm here. You just can't see me, so you can't pick up my bad vibes.
It is.
But
It
my
is.
face
I
is
don't
the
like that
same
you
as-
hide yourself because you don't. We don't get your expressions to like see
I'm
what
sorry.
your
I'm
thoughts
so
are.
sorry.
I-
I was having an issue, and
I
I
know.
didn't want to like fiddle with it right now. I just
I
wanted to
think
listen.
it's interesting. So when you say detach, you mean detach from Kingsman and Verde, or
Well, specifically, I mean, like in a reaction sense, there's like explosion or like
so you mean detach from
detachment.
reality?
Kind of just in a way, yeah. But also in turn detach from the group a little bit. Like it's going to impact her trust overall, so that includes the group.
I kind of want to hear Kingsman's answer before I answer for Verde.
Can you say the question again?
Yes.
Cool.
Stranded on an island. Forced into close quarters. Things are looking grim. Would things boil over for you guys, or would you come together and solve things? How would the dynamic? How would the dynamic? Sorry, stumbling on my words. How
Diamond.
would the dynamic go?
Honestly, I don't know. From what I can tell so far, it seems like we're connected through trauma, and I feel like once the trauma is gone, we'd probably disassociate ourselves because like every time I saw Verde, it would be a reminder of all the crazy fucking shit. I'd be like, wow, that really sucked. It's like God, don't quote me on this, but Lost. The show.
Yeah.
Once they got
Yeah.
out of that, if I remember right, or they were all dead, or it was dumb. But once they got out of that, like they separated. They like were like,
Didn't
cool.
want anything to do
Yeah, I
with
was
each
like,
other, yeah.
don't want anything to do with you because it was just trauma, you know. And I could see that being a possible outcome. But as far as I think your question's more relating to if the trauma just erupts and like gets more and more and more and more intense, will we cling together or break?
Yeah.
I think it would, based off our characters as they are before Kingsman changes and becomes, you know, pretty boy cameraman. I
He's just gonna be
think
streaming the entire time.
yeah. Hey guys, welcome to my vlog.
We're chasing aliens today.
Yeah. Oh, God, I'm the new Melvin Bleeker. I think based on our characters as they are right now, I think Kingsman would get to a point where comedy would start to fail. He couldn't continue to make jokes, and he would start to he would probably fall into depression. I think Daisy would try and hold the team together and probably stress herself out trying to do it and become like overworked. And I think Fred would break. Sorry, Verde would break. Fred, yeah, his name's Fred. Fred would break. And probably, I think Verde would erupt. I think Kingsman would fall inside himself. And I think Iris would fall apart trying to hold it all together.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Which sucks because I have a feeling Pickles is like, oh, it's about to get really intense. That doesn't sound good.
No, I have some really fun.
I just feel like
investigative games coming
we
forward.
desperately need some like Rays of Sunshine.
So, if you don't mind me throwing my Verde's hat.
No, only us two get to talk.
Okay, cool. So this last episode was Verde breaking. That's his. I'm done with this shit. I'm not doing it anymore. You can go fuck off with your mime shit.
Did the mimes even push you to the? Was that just Kingsman breaking in your house?
No, it wasn't. The thing that
I'm
broke him.
done.
The thing that broke him was the.
I didn't even do anything. I just made coffee,
The thing
and
that
I
broke
brought you
him-
a burger.
The thing that broke him was you two taking off with the thing he needed to bargain for more information with demonologist dude. And it wasn't even just y'all doing it, it was setback after setback after setback after setback in all of his investigations up to this point. He's like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore.
I would also say Verde's had a really rough time with just life. Like, everyone's looking down on him, making fun of him, you know. I think that would have an effect for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So Verde's already past his breaking point. He's at the lowest he's ever been. He's that close to going postal.
I mean, I've seen a little bit of, you're a by the book police officer who just shot a guy in the woods as torture to get information from him. And that was the point where Kingsman looked at you and was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
That was probably the point that Kingsman was like, all those times you threatened to kill me, I think you meant it. Fuck me. Like, oh shit.
So it's been progressively building up and building up and building up. So this last episode was where he snapped. But instead of going postal and just going on a murder spree, he's like, fuck it, I'm done. I don't want any more to do with it. So the question on whether or not the stress is going to get to him.
It already had. Too late, Pickles.
Behold my field of fucks, and behold it is barren. You know, it's one of those situations at this point. He's just gonna go with the flow.
That's both good to hear and bad to hear.
You should have thought about that, huh?
Yeah, you should have been nicer to Verde, huh?
These first two adventures have been what I called, as I said, the soak period, where you're kind of just like gently rinsing in. And it's unfortunate for Daisy. I see you nodding with your beautiful key cats. Oh my god, key cat's so beautiful.
Next.
But
if you think about it,
hashtag next turn.
Things are gonna get worse.
The stress on Verde has been more than on anybody else, because Verde is not only dealing with the supernatural shit, he's also got shit getting thrown on him at the police department.
I mean, I would give and take that. It hasn't really been shown for I almost said Titan, for Kingsman, but Kingsman quit his job. He doesn't have any income. He's, you know, and he doesn't have any friends. He doesn't have anyone. And so I think that it hasn't really been shown. Like, it hasn't been like, hey, you suck. Here's the shit work, you know, but it's a different feeling to where I feel like he's more desperate now than ever. And so, yeah, I think it's been shown more that Verde is having a rough time. But I think Kingsman is having his own fucking little problems right now.
It's different kinds of rough.
Yeah.
You're more stressed, I think. I can't speak for you. I think Kingsman's probably more stressed about where the money for his rent's going to come from, while Verde has, hey, do this shit job, shit job, this shit job.
I think that would also really play into my change of character, getting a job, and like, okay, I need to like hold it together and like get my shit together.
Work at the coffee shop.
Maybe, be a barista, and that'll be like my being more friendly and charismatic vibe.
I mean, yeah, if Kingsman goes to the service industry,
that would play in well, yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, you know, like if we go into a 3-month gap or whatever, that, you know, it's like I completely devoted myself to hunting aliens. That got me nowhere, and I couldn't pay rent, so I had to, you know, get a job and like settle down and actually get my shit together. And I think that would make sense.
It'd be hilarious if the first day you work at the coffee shop, one of the monsters walked in.
Like, fair godparents!
One latte, please.
It all comes back.
No, not the latte.
We're back, baby.
The first day back of the campaign, one walks in, it's like,
Verde comes in, gets his coffee, and we're talking. I'm like, yeah, I really got my life together. I'm a changed man. And the alien walks in. I'm like, let's go, bitches! Right back to it.
Yeah. The next adventure is going to start with Verde, and you guys are going to draw into his orbit as best you can.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
And it's going to be a bad time for everybody, no matter if you disagree with the orbit.
I really hope I get my shit together before then, or else I'm fucked.
You think you need to get your shit together? Verde needs to put himself back together. Good lord.
Yeah, if we're going into Verde's world, I've seen how people treat him in his world. I'm not excited.
We'll see how butchered we get in the next episode of Strange Town of Golden Ridge.
So that's something else. I wanted to expand on the whole Campbell thing. That's his last name, right?
We're
yeah,
at the end of the
Detective
episode,
Campbell.
so we're gonna have to dab in that
Yeah.
one in the next under the table.
You can always message me. Everybody in this group, if you want to message me personally, you can always send me direct messages. I'm happy to share information because I'm like a narcissist and I'm bored at work sometimes. So if you want to send me the questions, I'm happy to answer things, sort of. But in the episode, Ratharu.
And with that, that's the end of Under the Table. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys liked the video, drop a like. If you want to comment all the things, you can even comment questions that you have, and we'll address them in the next episode. And feel free to subscribe for more. We've got all kinds of content dropping on the channel, including a new raft playthrough by Pickles and myself. Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah.
Yacht level. We're going yacht.
Yeah, we've decided we're going to build a yacht. So that'll be
Fuck
cool.
yeah!
Oh,
Yacht
yeah.
style.
Fuck yeah!
We're gonna be yachties.
God. And yeah, so subscribe. That's it from us. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you in the next video. Later.
Adios.
Bye.
I love
She
you.
has a catchphrase. It's bing. Good job. Proud of you. Okay, bye, chat. Wait, Pickles, did you say yours?
He did.
Yeah. I
Okay.
kind of like. She said bye, and I said I love you.
Perfect. Okay, chat got mad at us last time for not saying our catchphrase. Okay, bye.
Ashes, ashes.